Good morning, beautiful. Hey, gorgeous. How are you doing? I know I'm a little bit late on today. I do apologize. I got wrapped up answering an emergency call for a client because they're having a little bit of a peak tongue moment, which we all have, let's face it. So a very warm welcome, everybody, to today's, well, this is our second show, our second 1,000 Women show. So let's give you just a second to catch up. So while you are all jumping on, I have tagged you in. For some reason, my slides are doing very strange things this morning. It is just one of those mornings this morning where nothing is going to plan. This is our second show. So the show is focused at online speaker training for female entrepreneurs. So let's start with a little bit of housekeeping. Firstly, thank you for joining the show, whether you are here live or whether you are catching the replay. Do just say hi, put your hand up. Oh, I'm getting attacked by my bush. My bush, not quite right. My plant. I'm having one of those mad mornings. You know, I've got a couple of cats and, you know, they have those like mad 5 minutes where they run around the room like lunatics. I feel like I'm having one of those moments. Yeah, so, you know, give us a wave. Let us know that you're there. Let us know who you are, what it is you do. This is a great opportunity for, as you're listening to the live session today, to have some interaction, to connect with one another. It's a group full of women who are looking to connect and support one another. We're a really nurturing group. There's no spamminess, there's no nastiness, and people are highly engaged and motivated within this community, which is awesome. So put your hand up, say hi, let us know who you are. If you're watching the replay, just let me know that you're watching the replay. It's also good for me to be able to give you a better experience as well within this community, because there's nothing worse than going into a Facebook community and there's just nothing happening. This way we can just connect with one another on a deeper level. So if you have any ha-ha moments, last week, when people were watching the replays, there were some very clear aha moments in terms of women being able to recognize their own money stories and, you know, some of the things that I was talking about. So it was nice to see that that was resonating with you. So any aha moments, please do just share them. Also, what I need to say is that I do my talks very differently to most people. Because I'm dyslexic, I read from slides. So if I'm not responding to you straight away and I'm not acknowledging you, it's not because I am ignoring you. It is because I just want to jump back online. Actually, now I can't get out my slides. What's going on? Is that it? No, that's not it. Oh, one of those days. My slides are going nuts. Screen. Yes. No, not blank screen. No. Oh, stop it. Oh, I can't get off my slides. That's going to drive me nuts because now I can't actually see who is around and I can't welcome you in. That's very frustrating. So I'll have to close those down at the end, and I'm just going to continue as if we are live. Hopefully, Kamita, you were able to find the link and join us. I know I'm a little bit late this morning. So for those of you who don't know me, I am Wendy Kier. I mentor committed female entrepreneurs who are established in the marketplace and have a message that makes an impact, but they're really struggling to get consistent sales online. I coach them to confidently step into their visibility, reach a wider audience, and create more clients in a way that is easy, fun, and feminine. So last week, I spent quite a bit of time talking about stinky money mindset. And mindset plays a pivotal role in helping you to create a premium service or a signature system. Because if your mindset is sabotaging your success, it won't matter what you do to get that program out into the marketplace. You will sabotage the success of the program. So it's not the program, it is more to do with your mindset and your story that is connected to money. So if you didn't listen to the stinky money mindset, part 1, which I was talking about last week, it'll be below the replay for this live. So you can just access it and listen to it in your own time. You can also get it as an MP3 as well, which is awesome. So you're not glued to the screen. So to be able to create a premium service, you're going to have to learn to manage your money mindset. So that is all about recognizing your story around money. And I spoke about this in terms of money. The money story that people tell you is a complete illusion, and it is your responsibility to, when you're having your discovery or strategy session, to talk about the value. If you get stuck in your own money story, what will happen is, and it happened to me, is that you just cop out when it comes to the money part. If people are saying they've got no money, you just accept it and you move on. But actually, it's just an illusion, and it is your responsibility to not transfer your own beliefs on to the person that you're having the conversation with. So you need to learn to manage it. And I'm sure since last week, if you listened to episode 1, over the week you would be going, yeah, I get it now. I understand, where my story has come from, and you can watch it playing out within your own business and the conversations that you are having with potential clients. So go back and listen to it if you haven't. Today, I want to talk about charging what it is that you are worth, and how I went from struggling to getting people to pay £49 a month for a membership website, to how I moved into very quickly, in a matter of weeks, working with premium clients. Two things to master. This is what I did. Very straightforward, very simple strategies that you can implement. So firstly, mindset. Then I created a premium program. Oh, I've just realized how to get off my slides. Hey, Valerie. Hey, Kamita. I can see a comment further up. Okay, what I'm going to do is I am going to continue with the talk. But it's nice to see you here. I just wanted to check in. And then I will come back to you after. So I'm just flipping back to my slides so I can keep on track. Yeah, so I changed two things, mindset, and I created a premium program. So before Christmas, I really was at the end of my tether. I was burnt out and blue, and I was really stuck in the wax of my business, really going fast on that hamster wheel and not going anywhere. I had all this knowledge and expertise, but because of my stinky mindset and that I didn't have a good enough program to move people into, I was just becoming more and more burnt out. And I said this before, that I was left with the question of thinking, can I really be a businesswoman? Am I really cut out to do this? And I saw all my competitors, doing so much better than me. And of course, when we all see our competitors, we all go, but they're not as good as me. Do you know that one? I'm sure you know that one. But irrelevant, really, because that's just my my little inner ego talking to me. but they were making a considerable amount of money, and I just couldn't understand what was going on. And I was working so hard, and I just got to the point where I just thought, oh my God, what am I going to do? Nothing is working. So what I decided to do in that moment was, so I just basically stopped doing anything that was draining my energy. So I stopped posting on social media, and I took a deep breath, and I stood still, and I got back to basics. And me and Valerie have had this conversation, and Valerie does a lot of work around vision and value and connecting to your why. And Kamita, we've had conversations around, going back to basics, identifying who the market is, who it is you want to be calling in. So this is the foundation of that type of work. And I'll talk about this a little bit later on. It's about coming from a place within and delivering, rather than looking at things externally and then trying to deliver outwards in. You want to go the other way around. You want to go in to out, not out to in. But what I was doing is I was looking externally, taking it back in and then spitting it back out again, which actually isn't the way to do it. So I got back to basics, and I took a good hard look at my life. And what I did was I mapped out in great detail how I wanted my business and life to look. Because at the end of the day, your business needs to be supporting you, not the other way around. Otherwise, you are just, I don't like using this word. Actually, I'm not going to use that word. You've just got a really badly paid job where you're not even making minimum wage. It's painful. I've been there. I was there for years. So what I also did was I took a closer look at my why, and why it is I do what it is. Why is it I do what it is? What motivates and what drives me? Again, so it comes from the inside and you take it out, rather than the other way around, which is what often happens in business. I work with a high-end mindset coach because, of course, you cannot do any of this stuff alone, because you cannot see what's in front of you. And I still work with her. I have just enrolled for her 6 months elite program, actually Shine program, sorry. And another thing that I also did, which was keeping me stuck in the whole poverty mindset and coming from a place of lack. If you listen to the first episode, which was all about my personal story, is that I was doing a job for the police on call out. So when the police in custody, I would go into custody and I'd work with someone for a short period of time to help them through a specific process. That was keeping me stuck in a place of lack and trauma. So I stopped that straight away, which was a bit risky because I had no other money coming in apart from the membership website. And I started to exercise, and I started to eat more healthily, and I stopped taking antidepressants as well. That was the other thing. Now, the thing to note here is that this all happened very, very quickly. It wasn't that I decided to do this that month, and then a couple of months later do this. I literally did all of this. I woke up one morning and I said, right, that is it. Enough. And I did it very quickly. So last year in 2017, I set up the Virtual Speaking Academy, and that experience really taught me what women really want. So what I did was I took that learning and that knowledge, and I thought about the things that women really want, what I know to be true from that experience. So women want someone to have their back. They want someone to hold them accountable. They also want to trust in the person that says that they're going to get them the results. They also want to be inspired and motivated, who also help them succeed. So I have to be able to inspire and motivate the women that I work with, especially inspire them because they will relate to my story, because they will be coming from a similar place of experience. And they want to be told what to do next, which is interesting because I work with a lot of coaches, and this is the opposite end of the spectrum to coaching. This is very much about mentoring. So with all this knowledge and expertise, I basically tested the market very quickly, and I created my Impact Premium program. So remember, I have changed my money mindset to address my issues, deep issues around money first before creating this program. Address your mindset first and then create the premium program. Unless you've got a premium program, you're just going to need to do some work on your mindset. So Impact Premium program, it's designed to help you create a lucrative signature program that helps you reach more people, have a bigger impact, and elevate your income in 90 days or less. So it's very specific. It's targeted at a particular group of women. And it's an awesome program because it uses a wide spectrum of my expertise and skills. The problem is online is that we have been told that we need to keep shoving people into funnels, get an ebook, get 5 tips, get this, get that. The problem with this is that it has stopped women from having the enrollment conversations and real conversations with other women. An example of this is something that happened to me yesterday. I was doing some research. I went onto somebody's Facebook page. Oh, Alexa's just turned on some music. Alexa, turn off. Yeah, so I was doing a bit of research and I put a comment on the page, tagged that person in to start a discussion, and they came back with, here's my ebook. I don't want your ebook. I do not want to be put in your funnel. I'm sorry, I want a conversation. And I think what's happening is that as women have become detached from social media and they're giving it to their VAs, they're actually missing sales and they're losing opportunities to have conversations. So a signature system is a more in-depth piece of work where you take your client through a journey for a longer period of time so they get sustainable results. It's not, here, have my e-course, now you can buy me for $47 and you can buy me for $67, so then you can buy for me for $997. Please don't put me in your funnel, because I will remove myself from your funnel. I want conversations with people, and my conversations are based around what I said earlier on when I stood still, is my core values and why it is I do what I would do. I want to connect with those women on a deeper level. I actually removed somebody, well actually she removed herself from the group yesterday because she wasn't willing to have a conversation. It's not what I want for our community. So, as I said, a signature system. Do you like my new mug? Well, I actually bought it for Steve, but look, it's so cute. Oh, it has got eyes round the other way. I bought it for Steve, but I've sort of pinched it off him, as I do with all the nice mugs. So a signature system is a solid piece of work, and it'll run for 60 days, 90 days, and it's not just one, it's not just one course. It's an amalgamation of your skills and expertise, and you taking people through a very clear process. So it looks at the person holistically on that journey. And that's really so you can stop them from sabotaging their success. Plus, you can work with them on a much deeper level, which is ultimately what we want at the end of the day. Plus, you don't have to go back in and resell and resell and resell, because you've given them a really good solid piece of work that they can get their teeth stuck into. You're not constantly having to try and sell them the next level. So if you were working with a corporate organization, you would sell the package as a whole. You wouldn't keep trying to offer them different elements or different training days or different parts of that package. You just have it as one unique system. The nice thing about signature systems is they are crafted to the DNA of you. And what I mean by that is it's your skills, your expertise, your experience. No one else has that. They are unique to your DNA and the way you deliver and the processes that you take people through. So you sort of knock out your competition instantly, because, if you decided to, I'm just pulling this out for now, but if you decided to create a course on Twitter alone, Twitter marketing, then somebody else created a course on Twitter marketing, they have to make the decision between those two people, whereas a signature system is much more in depth. So you would have that element, then you would package other elements either side of it to make it a longer process that they can work through with you. So it's not a course that's been created to address one specific issue. The signature system is a process that you take people through. And remember what I said, a signature system comes from the inside out. Courses generally come from the outside in. So it's a very different way of positioning what it is you are offering. And it also gets created from a different, so when I talk from the inside out, it gets created from a place of value, love, wealth, accountability, and it's results driven. So it's a better outcome for you, and it's a better outcome for the client, because there is nothing worse than working with a client who isn't getting results. It's heartbreaking. I don't know if you feel that, but if I'm working with someone and they're not getting results and they're not putting into action what I'm sharing with them, it is heartbreaking, because you know that you can create a massive shift for that person. So signature systems, because of the way they are layered, enable you to get better results, because you can work with them for longer periods of time. So I've spoken a little bit about the different elements. Okay, I will quickly stop. Let me see if I can come out of my screen, because I'm aware that I am talking and I haven't been able to answer anyone's questions if they're coming up. Oh, brilliant. Thanks everybody for letting me continue. What I will do is when I come to the end, we can have a little bit of a chat. But I'm going to be running a live masterclass, very similar to this one. Poor Valerie's going to be sick of hearing me. It's a live masterclass, and the nice thing about the live masterclass is that we can see one another and we can have a conversation and some interaction with one another, which is really nice. So you can ask me questions direct, and then you can have a conversation with one another. It's very difficult where you can't do it on what am I doing on Facebook. Hi Tina, sorry, I forgot to say hello, honey. Let me just do my slides back before. Okay, so I started to talk about signature programs, and the results that you can get with your clients are longer lasting because you spend a longer amount of time with them. And what's nice about signature programs, as I said, is that they come from the inside out, not the outside in. So that I think they're crafted on your DNA, your unique style. No one else can take that away from you. You can't compete against other people because it's your style and how you deliver, and you work with people to get the results. But there are some absolutely fundamentals, as far as I'm concerned, that have to be in a signature program. And I say to my clients that these are non-negotiable. They have to be in, because these are what gives additional value. And by giving additional value, even though your clients don't realize it at a time, you can structure it in a way that it will exceed their expectations, which is ultimately what we want. We want our clients to become our raving fans, because later on they will come back to us and work with us for a longer period of time on a different type of program. So for me, you have to have a VIP day in. Now, don't forget, all of my work is online. My clients are global, they're international, Australia, America, Doha, Spain, they're all over the world. So I do everything virtually. It's essential, I think, to build rapport as quickly as possible with your client, because by building rapport quickly, you'll start to understand their behavior and how it is they're going to try and wriggle out stuff when the going gets hard. Because to take someone through a signature program or an organization through this type of program is very challenging. So you've got to have their back 100%. So VIP day to build rapport. People can access it 2.5 hours at a time, or they can do, 4.5 hours at a time. I have a combination of both. Weekly mentoring calls. Now, don't cop out of this, because this is for your clients to make the changes that they need to make. If you're working with a corporate organization, you might just have to change this slightly, but it's still important to have those accountability calls to make sure they are working their way through the program. You also want to give them workbooks that they can go through in great detail, because one of the things about a signature system is that it's repeatable, so it has more value for the client. They're not dependent on you. You give them everything that is appropriate for them, then they can go away, and then they're not dependent on you, and they can put it into practice time and time again. This one's important for me, but it won't be important for everybody. Things like scripts, examples, and tracking sheets. Although I can think of some occasions, no, not words, not right words, when you would do this. And you also want to give people direct access to private messaging you. I know some people are like, oh no, I can't do that. Honestly, I mean, no one hardly messages me. It's very rare, very, very rare. But it is a really nice add-on for someone to think, she's really got my back. I can message her at any time and she's there for me. And I absolutely would be, but it very rarely happens. And that's probably because you have the weekly calls, the weekly catch-up calls. So I touched on this, and this was about, once you've got your signature program created, you can deliver it time and time again, because that then becomes the framework for your business. So Impact has now become the framework for my business. Basically, the webinars, webinars, marketing talks, interviews, Facebook groups, content creation, although I try and avoid content creation, I just do lives now, virtual training days, the list is endless. So basically, once you have this framework and you have all the content, I found 14 different ways that you can reuse this content to grow your business consistently. So I started off with doing the premium one-to-one client work with Impact for 3 months, over 90 days. I have last week opened up the group program, which is for 6 women only. So I've got the main program where I work intensely one-to-one with people, and I've just opened up the group program where I will work with a small group of women. So 2 different types of products, but the content is exactly the same. I'm just delivering it very differently depending on their needs and their budget and where they're at in their business, and whether they want to work with me intensely or whether they're happy going into a group and learning more virtually. And that's happened in a space of 3 months. And so I've got 4 spaces left. So working this way, it becomes much easier to sell what it is you have to offer. It is less stressful. You're not running around so much. It's more grounded. You've got proven results. It's a much healthier way of working. And also, you know, when I was stuck on that hamster wheel last wheel of running around like a little hamster and getting thrown off 90 miles an hour, I lost a lot of money and a lot of energy last year chasing people for $7 and $39 and $45. I know now that I don't have to chase anybody. And so I have less calls to make. I have less work to do, but because I'm now offering a signature system, the value is higher. So my back and the business is covered during that month. So it has the opportunity to grow rather than me just running rounds and not getting anywhere fast. So altogether, and I started this in December, I've had 8 impact strategy calls, 1 cancelled, 6 said yes, 2 aren't ready. So you can imagine how I felt when I went from chasing people around and trying to convince them to buy into a membership website, which was absolutely awesome, by the way. There was nothing wrong with the membership website, but because of my mindset where I was coming from, and because actually the model is broken unless you have a team to work on that with you, a digital team, which I spoke about on the first first live. It's broken. It's not going to work for you as an entrepreneur when you start out. So yeah, I was just like completely blown away. So and what's really good for me now is that, you know, I don't have as many calls and I'm almost pretty much at 100% enrollment. So when I have a call, I have a really good chance of converting. And that's because my message is much clearer, and it only calls in women that are really ready to take that action and to step up. But what I see as a massive, massive problem for women, and I'm seeing this time and time again, and that example I used where I actually was doing some research and went onto someone's Facebook page and was sent, you know, I was told to go and download 5 steps to something or other to join their list to get into a whole funnel process, is that women have removed themselves from the sales conversation online. Because we've been told that we need to take people into funnels. And what it's done is it's created a barrier between you and the person it is that is actually interested in your product or service or about learning more, which means that you're losing sales. That story was real and was a classic example of how someone could have got me on the phone, had a conversation, learned more about me, you know, supercharged the relationship because of building rapport. And you never know, could have actually have had a client just from that interaction. So ask yourself now, you know, when was the last time you actually reached out to somebody online and asked to have a conversation with them? You know, a real conversation with them. All of the clients I work with are from all over the world. I go to, I think, I haven't been to any networking this year. I went to 2 networking events last year. So all of my clients I work with are from working online and having those types of conversations with women so we can build that rapport and get to know one another better. So another question for you, if you're not consistently having those conversations with women and you're sort of hiding within your social media and you're still trying to get women, you know, people or your clients into funnels so you can move them up the ladder to sell to them later on, which doesn't work, by the way. Do you have a signature program? And you well might have a signature program, but it still comes back to that question. Are you having consistent enrollment conversations with your prospects? I know I've asked this before, and a few people were like, no. But don't worry, because I have you covered. So there are just 2 places left this month. So that's next week for you to grab a private one-to-one hour-long strategy call with me. So that call has been especially designed to help you create a lucrative signature program that helps you reach more people, have a bigger impact, and elevate your income in 90 days or less. The signature system is super focused. Impact is super focused because it is about identifying the market, creating the offer, and then selling it. And then sell, sell, sell. So you just repeat because the program is created and it is based on what it is your clients want, but also coming from that deep place from inside to outside rather than outside to inside, because that's where we truly get stuck. So on that call, what I will do is I will share some powerful tips to help you reach a wider audience and making it a bigger impact in a way that is quick, easy, and fun. But just imagine if you could consistently be bringing in clients who are paying you between 1 and 5K. You know, how many enrollment conversations would you need to have? Now, at the beginning, if you're not used to having them, it's something I work through with my clients. I give them a very clear script that they must follow. How many enrollment conversations would you really need to have? You know, we all have people in our network that we have worked with in the past that we can reach back out to and we can go and make a new offer to. But how many of you are really doing that, you know, on a consistent daily basis, calling people in, having conversations, enrolling new people, and moving away from the whole funnel, online funnel setup of online marketing? So bringing it back to basics, basically bringing business back to basics, which is about conversation, which is about giving real value, which is coming from a place of service, you know, real, true connection. Okay, where are we? What time is it? Oh, I've got a client in 10 minutes. Right, let me go. Oh, did you enjoy that, love Liz? That was especially for all of you in my community. We've got the challenge coming back up in March, the beginning of March. That is going to be epic because it will be your turn and I can take a break. Right, let me go through some of these questions. Hey, Kamita. Hey, Georgia. Just arrived. I have a very different way of doing things, Georgia. I have to deliver on slides first, and then I come back in and ask questions. So if you've got any questions, if you want to natter to one another, any aha moments, please just put them in the comments box and I will pick them up now. Something about Mercury, Kamita. You'll have to explain a bit more, I'm not sure. Valerie, hi Tina. Hey Valerie. Brilliant. I'm glad you were able to make it, Tina. Hopefully you managed to catch it and you enjoyed it. If you've got any aha moments, just let me know. What's nice about aha moments is that other people learn from them as well, because they can see themselves in your learning, which is really nice. So if you've got any, just put them in there. Oh God, now I'm having like a bad moment of, have I said someone's name right? Georgia. Brilliant. I hope you enjoyed that, honey. I know I have gone on a little bit longer than expected. Kamita. Never, I got it a while ago with people in the group, but they were all trying to sell me something. Yes, that does happen in groups. Unfortunately, you'll see a lot of this. People say they are coming from a place of service within a group, but actually what they're trying to do is take people out of the group to become clients. So it's a bit icky. Valerie, you have the strategy call link. I can send it you again, hun. I'll ping you after this. Yeah, brilliant. Thanks, Georgia. You're in the private Facebook group for Impact, and so is Kamita. So it'd be nice for you to have the opportunity to connect in there. I will tag you both in. Laura, does the signature piece only apply to coaching services, or can it be translated into other businesses? It can absolutely be translated into other businesses, because what you're doing is you're taking people through a journey to get a result. So as soon as you know what the result is that they want, you work backwards from that point. So depending on what it is that you're offering, you would have different layers within that journey that you would take people through. So it could be, some of these things can actually be products. So I work with one client who actually sends her client products to test, examples that they can try out. So that's not coaching or mentoring. That's just saying, here, try these things. What do you think? What suits you best? What did you like? Sort of thing. So that's wrapped within her signature system. So no, it doesn't have to be just wrapped around coaching. You can use it in lots of different ways, because what you're doing is you're just building layers onto a system. Hope that makes sense. Okay, the nope and never were my responses to your question. Okay, I'm not sure what that means, Kamita. About having enrollment conversations. We'll cover that one-to-one, Kamita. The enrollment conversation we will go through. I think we've got it coming up in a couple of weeks. God, I think I need glasses. Okay, Laura, hopefully I've answered that one. Kamita, lots of food for thought. And yeah, we're booked in for the 28th of Feb. Fab. I can't wait, Valerie. I haven't spoken to you in ages. Feels like ages since the summit last year. So it'll be really nice to catch up. Brilliant, Laura. Great. All right then, honeybees. If no one has any questions, I have got 7 minutes to get ready for a client. So I have to change my online setup, otherwise I'll be standing up for the next hour, which I don't really want. Thank you for staying with me. Take care, beautifuls. Bye.